See a face Zulu when never see you late. Right on time, and sister's never late. Good vibes only. I'ma get mine, no doubts, no debates. Good vibes only. Right on time, and sister's never late. Good vibes only. I'ma get mine, no doubts, no debates. Good vibes only. Go, 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 yeah, go, go, yeah. Ulele, vision chase, my journey safe, I vibrate higher. Go, 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 yeah, go, go, yeah. Ulele, vision chase, my journey safe, holy fire. I need a savior, don't leave the area. Vibrations to lift me up, elevating is good enough. Bam, 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 gorilla. Say my chest, what's it about? Tryna play moves, I feel like I got so sick, back down. Truth is, I don't wanna wait. Good times and now I got a date. Your bad vibes come contaminate. See, I face you wait, never see you late. Truth is, I don't wanna wait. Good times and now I got a date. Your bad vibes come contaminate. See, I face you wait, never see you late. Right on time, and sister's never late. Good vibes only. I'ma get mine, no doubts, no debates. Good vibes only. Right on time, and sister's never late. Good vibes only. I'ma get mine, no doubts, no debates. Good vibes only. Go, 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 yeah, go, go, yeah. Vision chase, my journey safe, I vibrate higher. Go, 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 yeah, go, go, yeah. Vision chase, my journey safe, holy fire. It leaves with the best, I'm a good. It leaves with the best, I'm a good. Holy, tell us I'm a good. Holy, tell us I'm a good. Go, 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 yeah, go, go, yeah. Go, 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 yeah, go, go, yeah. I got so sick, back down. Truth is, I don't wanna wait. Good times and now I got a date. Your bad vibes come contaminate. See a face Zulu when never see you late. Truth is, I don't wanna wait. Good times and now I got a date. Your bad vibes come contaminate. See a face Zulu when never see you late. Right on time and sister's never late. Good vibes only. I'ma get mine, no doubts, no debates. Good vibes only.
Hello, everyone. My name is Piwe. I am a community liaison at the Solution Space. Let me switch on my camera so that you'll see me. All right, so everybody can see me. All right, I'm a community liaison at the Solution Space, and I will be your host for this event, for this Demo Day event. So we will be joined by the UCT Graduate School of Business Director from the US, Dr. Catherine Dukan. So we're just gonna give a few minutes for her to join us, and then we'll start soon. Okay, she's here.
I'm here.
I see she's here. Hello, Catherine. Are you muted?
It is the thing that we've all heard in 2020 over and over again. You're muted.
Yes, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right.
Please go ahead.
No. Yes, you were saying something.
Excellent. No, I just had a few things that I wanted to kick off the day with. I have to say, I'm really excited to be able to be here. I'm excited to be able to see these demos. I've heard so much about them. And I have to say that as one of the really most fun things, most enjoyable things, and most fulfilling things about my job is that I get to see the innovations that are going on at the GSB, and particularly in places like the Solution Space. So let me just sort of paint the picture of what it is that we're doing at the GSB and how this fits into that. So what I wanted to say is, so I'm actually quite new to this job. I've only been the director since September 1st, but one of the things that's been really remarkable and that I've really enjoyed is seeing all the things that are going on, again, in the Solution Space particularly, but also more broadly at the GSB and at UCT and in Cape Town. It's an incredibly, incredibly exciting space. As you heard, I'm in New York at the moment. I'm stuck here for visa reasons. I'm hoping to come down in the early part of next year. And I really am looking forward to coming down not just because of the weather, which I hear is beautiful right now, but particularly because I can feel the energy in what you're doing from all the way across the Atlantic. And I'm so looking forward to having the opportunity to be with you in the same room. And I think we're all looking forward to the opportunity to being together in the same room to share that energy. And so as we at the GSB think about our engagement in South Africa, but also think about our engagement in Africa, one of the things that we really are thinking about and are committed to and are really pushing things forward on is how is it that we not only create spaces for innovation in South Africa, in Africa more broadly, but how is it that we, number one, support especially young people, because so many of the innovations that we have come from young people, and Africa is the youngest continent. And so if you believe, and I bet you do, and I certainly do, that innovation comes most from young people, from young, energetic people who are looking to solve problems that nobody has, well, perhaps nobody has seen, and certainly that nobody has solved yet. It is the youth of our continent, the innovators of our continent, who are actually going to be able to make change and to create the South Africa, and more broadly, the Africa that we would all like to live in, and that we want to see as the future. The next thing, though, is one of the things that we are really looking to do is to tell the stories of innovation, to find these innovations, but then to tell the world what it is that's going on. And again, inside the solution space and with our partners, MTN, and as we think about young people who are finding solutions to problems, who are really identifying new problems and thinking about how we can change the world through innovation, one of the things that we at the GSB are absolutely committed to doing is, again, telling that story to one another. Because I think that even inside the same organization, sometimes we don't hear these stories, these inspiring stories of innovation enough. And so that's part of what we're doing. But part of what we're doing is telling these stories, really bragging about you more broadly, again, across South Africa, across Africa, but then around the world. Because as I'm sure you know, the story, the real story of African business, of African innovation, does not get told in global outlets. When you turn on CNN, when you read the tech news coming out of Silicon Valley, it misses the element of the really exciting innovations, the really exciting, energetic things that are going on in Africa. And we want to change that narrative. We want to change that story. We want to recognize and tell the world what it is that we are seeing every day. And what we see every day starts with you. So I wanted to welcome you to this demo day. I wanted to welcome you to this opportunity to tell your story, both to everybody on this call, to tell the rest of us what it is that you are doing, what it is that you see that no one else has been seeing. But also, I want to invite you into this as the first step in a much broader story, a much broader narrative that we, again, are able to tell about innovation in Cape Town, but in South Africa more broadly, and then also, again, across the African continent. So I'm so excited that you are able to be a part of that story. I'm so excited that I am able to be a listener to your stories and to see what it is that you have been doing. And I want to thank the Solution Space team, who have been absolutely amazing in putting this together, in spite of the fact that this is a year like no other. This is a year that all of us will remember for the rest of our lives, partly for the challenges that we've been through, but I think also partly for the ways in which everybody has risen to the occasion. And I want to congratulate the Solution Space team, because absolutely they have risen to the occasion. They have done more than I think even perhaps they thought that they were going to be able to do when we first heard about the pandemic and the quarantines and the lockdowns. And this is an example of the ways in which people are able to rise to the challenge. And in this case, the Solution Space team has really been able to rise to the challenge in the same way that you have been able to rise to the challenge of finding and then thinking about ways to solve these critical problems. And then finally, before I sit down and very excitedly watch what it is that you have for us today, I want to thank MTN. And I want to thank MTN as our partners, because this is such important work. It's such important work as we, again, at Solution Space, at the GSB, and more broadly at UCT, think about this African narrative, think about what Africa looks like in terms of a population of people who are re-engaging with technology in new ways, who are coming up with innovative ways to solve problems, but also innovations as consumers, and a population that is young, that's excited, that's driven, and that in and of itself is going to change the world. Africa, as we all know, is going to be more and more important on a global stage for the rest of our lives, absolutely for the rest of our careers. And I think that we at the GSB and at the Solution Space and MTN are so eager to be, again, a part of that African story. And as you know, MTN has been driving innovation and change across the African continent for years. And it's such a pleasure and such a privilege for us to be able to partner with an organization, with a company that is simultaneously so interested in promoting innovation, so interested in rethinking the ways that markets work, of really pushing out the ways in which all of us can use technology, both in our daily lives and to make the world a better place, but also to partner with a company that is so invested in Africa and that is so invested in thinking about how these changes can make both small and large effects, or have both small and large effects, small and large impacts, again, in our home, our collective home in South Africa, but then also much more broadly in Africa more generally. So I wanted to thank you very much. It would be impossible for us to do this without the support of MTN, without the support of the Solution Space team. And I'm so privileged and honored as the director of the GSB to be able to support this work as the GSB. So thank you very much. I'm really looking forward to hearing what it is that you have to share with us. And again, well done. Congratulations on all of your hard work. This really is the first step in an extraordinary project. And I look forward, and I think all of us do, to walking and to walking this journey with you, and to keep walking in this journey with you as you continue to use these innovations to push forward change in South Africa. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Catherine, for such encouraging words. And we look forward to have you here in South Africa, to join us in South Africa. We look forward to that. All right. Next up is we are joined by the CEO of Ayoba, Nolan Wolf, to introduce Ayoba to us. Nolan.
Thank you very much, Catherine. Really great to see the enthusiasm. It's nice to see all the way from the other side of the world. Interestingly enough, I'm actually also on the other side of the world. I'm talking to you from Sydney, Australia at the moment. Thanks to COVID, I ended up stuck here for a while. It just shows the virtual world we're living in and how we can still get things done from crazy time zones. It's 1 o'clock in the morning here at the moment. Just as long as you know you have the right attitude and the right team behind you. So let me kick off by giving everyone a little bit of an introduction to Ayoba. Ayoba started in November 2018 when MTN bought Simfi, which was a company at that time it was focused on delivering music streaming to the African market. The MTN digital team saw the opportunity to build something broader than just music. And in fact, they decided to focus on a communications platform for the African market. And that's where the Ayoba app was born. The Ayoba team is based in Cape Town. And although MTN is a major shareholder and a key partner, we operate Ayoba very much as an independent startup. Ayoba's been around for about 18 months now. And in those 18 months, we've worked very, very small but very dedicated team. We've launched the Ayoba app across 20 key markets in Africa and the Middle East. And we are in the top 20 apps on the Google Play Store, in fact, in the top 5 in many of our key markets across Africa. And the last announcement we had on our monthly MAUs, it was 2 million. We've actually grown substantially since then, in particular the last few months. I can't give exact numbers because those numbers are market sensitive, but let's just say that we've had some very, very strong growth over the last few months. Of course, you know, when people hear that we're another messaging app, everyone asks, you know, are you crazy? How are you going to compete against the likes of Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, Telegram, WeChat? And for me, the answer is pretty simple. One of our founding principles is all about inclusion. And very specifically, Ayoba has been delivered or developed in Africa by Africans and for the African market. The heritage that we bring is really about enabling to appreciate the many languages and cultures across the African continent. So that means that we can deliver a user experience that respects all of those cultures, unlike some of the other competitors out there. And of course, we are not just a messenger app, and I'll get to that in a second. Although we are a messaging platform at our core, that does allow users to seamlessly chat, send messages, videos, voice notes to their friends and family. But we've got a bunch of other aspects and features that we know that users love and value and keep coming back to Ayoba for. For example, we've got over 100 free content channels covering local news, entertainment, sports, fashion, education, and a variety of other topics. Those are also available in a range of local languages too across Africa. We've also integrated MTN's mobile money product, enabling Ayoba users to transfer money to their Ayoba contacts within the app. We've also recently integrated the Simfy Music Time product into Ayoba, which means that users can listen to hundreds of tracks while they chat to friends and do that for free. We also have a focus on local African artists, giving these aspiring artists a voice and exposure to our Ayoba community, and that's going to be a big priority over 2021. The other exciting piece that hasn't been announced yet, but will be shortly, is our micro apps or app-in-app platform, which I think will be particularly relevant to this audience. Effectively, what we're doing is we're launching a platform for other developers to use Ayoba to launch their applications to our global audience. And there'll be more news about that over the coming weeks. But I didn't really want to focus on Ayoba today. I wanted to, you know, give you a little bit of sense about who I am and my journey to involvement in Ayoba and startups. And again, I think some of you who are here today can relate to this sort of story. I actually graduated from UCT with undergrad and postgraduate degrees many years ago. I then moved into consulting. I did an MBA at London Business School. I then spent a number of years at eBay in London, where I sort of was able to focus on product management. I always had a passion for technology. I then spent a little bit of time in venture capital, where I was helping assess early stage startups for funding. And I also helped run their accelerator and incubator program, helping early stage startups grow. And so, of course, putting all of that into practice is very much what I've been doing for the last 15 years or so, either founding my own startups or helping other startups grow. I have to say, though, that when I initially started my career, I had no interest in startups. It was way too risky. But what it turns out is that I developed a very broad range of interests and experiences over the years. I've been exposed to statistics, finance, economics, strategy, product management, and as I mentioned, I had a passion for technology. And all of those things combined really meant, that the startups world was a great place for me to put all of those things into practice. I also love making things happen, making decisions and seeing the results of those decisions very quickly. Whether, of course, the results were good or bad, obviously I prefer them to be good, but even if they were bad, when you're iterating quickly, it means you get to move on and you get to improve, which is what I love about the startups environment. I think the other thing that I really appreciate about startups is that there is no place to hide. Frankly speaking, like, you just don't have time for bullshit. You just have to go out there, make things happen, and you have to take responsibility for when things go wrong, and of course you get to take the credit for when things go right. I also have to say, I love growing businesses. There is nothing like taking an idea which is, written on a little serviette in a restaurant somewhere, putting together the initial PowerPoints, that Excel financial model, and then growing the team. It's tremendously exciting, and to actually see that idea put into practice and then have customers who actually want to pay for your product, I think that thrill, that excitement is hard to replicate elsewhere. The other thing that I really enjoy is, of course, building and shaping a culture. And I think, when you're involved in startups, that opportunity to do so, those first 10, 20, 50, 100 people that you hire in building a team, it's really exciting to be able to do that. So what are the sort of the lessons that I've taken away from building successful startups over the year? I would say there are a couple of things. Firstly, I would say knowing yourself is really important. Self-awareness. You really got to understand your strengths and focus on growing those. In particular, I didn't say understand your strengths and understand your and sort of worry about your weaknesses. I think the key thing is to be aware of your weaknesses, but what's worked well for me is to know what I do well and then surround myself with great people who have the strengths where I'm weak. And that is something that I'd really recommend to a lot of founders. You can't be good at everything, but just have a team who are good at the things that you're not good at. Also, strategy versus tactics. So for me, one of the key things that we've done at Ioba really well, of course I'm biased, we wrote our Ioba strategy almost 2 years ago now. And when I look back at that document that we wrote, we have been very true to the overall strategy that we developed all that time ago. And the world has changed a lot in that time, but we've been very clear about the direction that we want to go. Of course, the tactics on how we want to achieve that strategy have substantially changed, based on insights from the market, the user feedback that we've got, the constraints of resources and time, but we've stayed true to that strategy. And I think that that's a really important piece of advice for early stage startups. There's always going to be changes in the market that suggest that you need to change what it is you're doing. Obviously, you need to be aware of them, but if you're convinced, if you know what it is that you're doing is the right thing to do, stick to what it is and stay true to that course. The other thing that I would really say has been an important lesson for me is that prioritization is absolutely key. There's always 1,000 things that you can be doing at any one time, but particularly in early stage, you always have limited budgets, limited teams. So you really have to focus on those 1, 2, 3 things that are going to make the biggest impact for you and your customers, and you just focus on those. No matter how many of those 1,000 things you think you're going to get done, only the first 2 or 3 are really going to make a difference. And if you can identify those early, you are going to be more successful than other competitors. I am very biased because one of the hats that I enjoy wearing most is my product manager hat. So I do have a product focus when I think about running and founding early stage startups. What does that mean? It effectively means 2 things. One, always put the customer first and understand their pain points. If you can identify a critical customer pain point and what your product does is solve that pain point, you have gone a long way to ensuring that you have a successful product for the long term. The other key piece about having a product focus is about being data-driven. And that means making data-driven informed decisions. Of course, experience and gut feel are still important, but when you make decisions based on data, it takes a lot of that subjectivity out of the conversation, and it becomes much easier to make objective prioritization decisions, for example. The last thing that I think is really important in early stage is about culture. It's something that I talked about earlier. Again, I've learned this the hard way, that who you hire for your first 20 to 50 employees will make or break your company. And if you hire the wrong people in those early stages, it can be pretty nasty. For me, I've written a culture document for IOBA, and the way I think about culture is that it reveals who we are, who we aspire to be. It's very much a reflection of our core values and how we express those values in our actions every single day. Fundamentally, it defines how we treat each other and our customers. So there are 3 key concepts for me in the culture that we are growing and developing at IOBA, because of course your corporate culture is not something static. It grows and develops as your company grows, as you grow with your customers, and of course as new people join the team. There are 3 concepts that I just want to share with you. The first one, very simply and straightforwardly, no assholes. We do not hire people that we don't want to spend time with. There are a lot of very smart people out there who can do their jobs really well, but in my experience, when you combine that those smarts, that ability to get stuff done, along with people you actually want to spend time with, the opportunities to find those people is significantly smaller, and we're very, very careful in who we hire for the team. The next one for me is about taking ownership, and that means that you have to really own both the success, which I think we all like doing, but you also have to own when things don't go so well, and that it just means that we don't shoot the messenger, and all that's required is for people to learn from when things don't go so well and ensure that that we don't make the same mistakes again. The reality is that in a startup, if you're not making mistakes on a regular basis, you're not pushing yourself hard enough. So making mistakes, frankly, is just part of the culture. The last one is related to, I think, some of the aspects I've talked about earlier, is make informed decisions. So, make the best decision you can with the information that you have available, and then commit and get things done. You don't have to wait till you have all the information available. Just make sure that you make an informed decision, and it is a safe place. It's okay if things go wrong. So that very much, it's a whirlwind. There are obviously other things that I can talk about, but that's a whirlwind summary sort of where IOBA is and some of the lessons that I've learned over the years, which I'm sure some of you can resonate with. And lastly, I just wanted to wish all the participants today all the best of luck with your pitches. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Nolan, for such encouraging words to the startups as they are about to pitch their businesses to us in a moment. So before we move on to pitching or the startups pitching their businesses, could we please switch on our cameras? Of course, if you're comfortable with it. If you're not comfortable, if you can please just put your thumbs up to say hello. Hello, everyone. Let me switch on my camera as well. Hello. Hi, everyone. Hello. Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
You're more than welcome to switch on your mics to say hello.
Hi everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
All right.
How's
That's
everyone?
the spirit.
Hello.
We're getting into it now. Okay.
Hello
All right,
from
thank
me
you.
too.
Hello. Hello. All right. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. So now we are going to move on to the startups pitching their businesses. So we're going to start with Tunnel. Craig and Matthew, are you ready?
We are ready.
All right. Please share your screen and start pitching. You have 5 minutes to pitch your business.
Perfect. Can everyone see my screen?
Not yet. We can
Not
see
yet.
you, but
One moment.
yes.
Okay, there we go.
Yes, we can see your screen. So you can start.
E-commerce shoppers overseas can now experience seamless delivery of goods from South African merchants. No extra fees, no stoppages, just a simple drop-off at their door. With Tunnel, it'll feel as though their orders came from their local store and not from the other side of the world. It's difficult for our local manufacturers to sell into the global market. High shipping costs, surprise duties, and hidden fees kill repeat business and lead to bad reviews. These additional costs can double the landed price, resulting in abandoned carts at checkout. Foreign markets are at least 150 times bigger than our local market. Cross-border e-commerce is booming, but our merchants are missing out on this growth. Tunnel is a tech-based export courier. We aggregate and automate in order to streamline parcel delivery direct to consumer. In our language, the parcels are tunneled. Our solution makes shipping up to 50% cheaper, removes friction points, and is as fast as our competition. For merchants, we transform a painful 40-minute manual booking process into an easy and automated 5 minutes per parcel. And for the final customer, we enable cheaper shipping, end-to-end tracking, and seamless delivery. This all adds up to higher checkout conversion and better customer retention. South African e-commerce businesses are open and receptive to Tunnel, a courier service designed specifically for their needs. Traditional couriers are less affordable. They create friction and impose surprise fees on the final customer. Domestic couriers are evolving fast, but exports are complex and bureaucratic. The barrier to entry is high. The post office is slow, unreliable, and untrackable. The e-commerce export market is a blue ocean for Tunnel. our business model has two distinct revenue streams. First, we take a 20% margin for each shipment while still saving the merchant money. Secondly, we make monthly subscription revenue from our web store integration, which provides increased automation and analytics. During the eTrack program, we established proof of concept. We successfully sent 4 consolidated shipments on behalf of 6 South African merchants, totaling 150,000 Rand in product value. We saved 10,000 Rand on shipping costs and 6 hours of human labor for our merchants. All the merchants we've canvassed so far will switch to Tunnel. We'll drive customer acquisition by partnering with South African merchants, integrations with platforms where more exports mean more transactions, and referral growth on e-commerce app stores and social media. We're currently in negotiating a seed investment with a commercial partner that has significant export volume. Revenue through this channel alone is projected to be 2 million Rand in 2021. Beyond this partner, there are 20,000 export-ready South African merchants. They collectively ship 1.7 million parcels per year, representing shipping revenue of 670 million Rand. We believe that we can capture 45% of the serviceable available market, generating revenue of 300 million Rand by 2025. Our trial phase confirmed the market's demand for Tunnel. In January, we'll begin shipping our commercial partners US and EU bound shipments to generate revenue while further developing our web platform and services. We aim to roll out a functional service to South African merchants in June 2021, and our platform will then be scaled for cost-effective deliveries to anywhere in the world from January 2023. I'm an import-export entrepreneur, an MBA graduate with 10 years experience running very successful companies. Matthew has most recently managed a Dutch company that imports South African engineering materials into Europe. We aim to bring on board an experienced tech partner in early 2021, and we're also building an advisory board with experience in logistics, tech, and e-commerce. Currently, we're bootstrapping this venture as it is cash flow positive. However, we do want to start connecting with VCs so that in 6 months' time, when we need to scale across South Africa and Africa, we have our investors in place. Thank you very much to UCT, MTN, and the Solution Space for supporting us so far.
Thank you, Craig, for your presentation. Next up is Taka. Hawe.
Hi. Let me just share my screen. Can you see my screen?
Not yet. Yes, it's coming.
Okay. Let me switch my camera.
Yes, you can see your screen now. So you can start pitching.
Okay. 70 read for learning, for meaning. Africa is the only continent in the world where the majority of students study in a language other than their mother tongue. South Africa, in particular, in which only English and Afrikaans are the languages in which the majority of publishing takes place and education takes place, those two languages make up less than 25% of South African mother tongue speaking population. Therefore, the South African child does not have a fair opportunity to gain knowledge both of themselves and mainstream knowledge systems, as well as knowledge in mainstream education systems. Taka aims to challenge 3 root causes of this. Okay, so my slides are not moving. Okay, let me go. Taka aims to challenge 3 root causes of this. 1, a language barrier. 2, a lack of access to literature materials. And 3, the underrepresentation of African languages and cultures within mainstream storytelling. So what do we do? Taka's platform is a digital library of illustrative children's audiobooks in all 11 official South African languages. So think of us as a kind of Netflix, but for children's books and particularly children's audiobooks in all South African official languages. We believe that through our read-along, audio, and illustrative components, we can allow children to grow competent within their mother tongues, while also helping them grow a love and affinity for reading. For this reason, the Black middle class is a key customer segment for us. Further, given the COVID-19 pandemic and its strengthening calls for distance learning and e-learning programs, we believe that we can offer vital supplementary materials in the form of a digital library to distance learning platforms. And for that reason, we believe we can work in the public education sector with the government and other actors working within that sector. Our business model is simple. We charge a 60 Rand subscription for access to our platform, the way streaming services often do. And secondly, we make some revenue from ads and marketing. The way the market is looking, so the overall South African literature market is about 3.3 billion, 400 million of which is in the children's market. In the children's market, 300 of this 400 million is within education. At Darkla aims to capture about 10% of this, which is a revenue of about 30 million rands a year. On the other hand, the Black middle class is a key target market. The Black middle class is about 6 million people in South Africa, which is 1.5 million households. Darkla aims to capture 1% of this, each paying a 60 Rand subscription fee a month, and that boils down to a revenue of about 11 million rounds per year. We believe the idea is scalable and that we can go far beyond just South African languages and to other languages in the broader African continent. So to take Swahili in Tanzania or Yoruba in Nigeria and expand into the African market. Further, it's scalable because we can go beyond just children's books and be able to service a customer for the entire lifetime, having grown up reading Mpumi's Magic Beads as a child to reading one day Steve Biko's I Write What I Like in isiXhosa, and thus have a lifetime customer. And that's how we aim to scale. So what have we been doing right now? So Darkla has been involved in a number of programs that are helping us move from ideation to be able to hit the market. And one key such program is the Solution Space program, which we're currently involved in. While we're on the Solution Space program, we've been running a podcast of children's audiobooks in 9 South African languages. We've published 112 stories, and we've been able to gain in this last 12 weeks over 300 new listeners, but most importantly, we're able to weekly listeners, that being return listeners, and that's probably the most important number. Further, we've been able to raise 70,000 rands in the last 3 weeks, which is also helpful towards developing which is helpful towards developing an MVP, which we aim to use to test the market. We've also developed a mock app, which we're able to use to just get a feel and look for what our application will look like. And that's the work we've been doing since we've been on the UCT GSB program. So what's next for Darkla? We are currently involved in our first round of 1,000. We've raised 70,000 of this. So this will go towards developing a prototype for our work, which will allow us to run a tester period. We aim to run a pilot phase from February and March next year, testing our platform with readers in the form of families and households. And step is also to form partnerships with publishers and authors. And this will be important for us to be able then to have their books on our platform and build the largest library of children's literature. At Darkla, we believe in storytelling, and so should you.
Thank you very much, Kawe, for your presentation. And sorry about the slides, but it was really good. Thank you. Next up is Cashflow Masamola.
Hi, present.
Hello. Please share your screen and start pitching.
Just let me know once you start receiving feedback.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Thanks. Welcome to Cashflow. We are an alternative credit scoring startup that leverages non-traditional data sources to create a behavioral approach to credit scoring. Traditionally, banks and lenders have relied on legacy systems to assess the risk of a loan, and these older models have become sort of redundant in today's economy because borrowers of a weak or non-existent credit history may still have the financial means to make monthly payments, yet are often overlooked due to the standards set by traditional credit scoring models. Now, it is estimated that formal credit scoring models typically look at about 8 to 10 data variables, while alternative scoring has the capacity to leverage more than 500 data points. Now, the initial problems we are tackling are that emerging markets are cash-driven and often have little to no credit histories and are unable to demonstrate their creditworthiness in a formal space. And on the other side of that, formal lenders and merchants, for a lack of data, are unable to extend credit products to these excluded ecosystems. This then in turn creates a vicious cycle where without credit histories, they are unable to access the finance they need, and without access to finance, they can't build credit histories. The proposed solution we bring forth is a digital platform that offers or rather extends credit products to a new market of excluded borrowers. We intend to power the platform by machine learning to add a layer of dynamic insights on consumer behavior and enable excluded borrowers to build digital financial identities for themselves. Our target customers are micro enterprises. That's typically small businesses with less than 10 employees that have limited financial records, as well as thin file and no file consumers. So essentially individuals with little to no credit histories. Our secondary target customer are non-bank financial companies that will be looking to extend credit products to a new market of borrowers. In South Africa alone, there are 11 million unbanked people. And across sub-Saharan Africa, there are just over 350 million, with the alternative lending transaction value recorded last year at 346 million, expected to grow to 572 million in 2023, as well as the number of smartphone and smart feature phone users expected to grow to 26 million in 2023. Now, locally, we are competing with traditional lenders, and just across our borders, we've identified Branch and Tala as our direct competitors with distinct variances in our value proposition, such as penalty fees and a lower cost of borrowing. Our competitive advantages locally are that we are first to market. We have flexible repayment terms. We're remote and digital, and therefore paperless and streamlined in our application processes. And we are also able to provide instant feedback on loan applications. Our channels of distribution are mainly WhatsApp and Facebook, as we found them a platform of choice for our clients. And this will be supplemented by direct sales and print advertising. To date, since joining the solution space, we've been able to verify our proof of concept by building a minimum viable machine learning model, as well as onboarding over 50 micro-enterprise owners and consumers in a closed version 1 feedback loop. And through offline data collection, discovery, and engagement, we've established loan terms and loan repayment rates that are favorable to our clients, as well as continuously developing a chatbot application. Our business model revenue revolves around transaction fee revenue, where we take 10 to 20% of loan repayments, as well as a credit as a service, a model for partners sourcing our scoring engine. We are a team of 3, and we've been working together for the past 5 months in ideation, validation, and user engagement. Myself handling business development and sales, while Vijal and Noni handle data science and software engineering. We are looking for pre-seed funding to complete our chatbot solution and release a beta, as well as collaborations that will accelerate our data collection process, improving our machine learning model, and lastly, mentorship to guide us in business development. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mahlomola, for your presentation. Next up is a drive-through. Lolo and Adam, please share your screen and start presenting afterwards.
Hello, can you hear me? Can you see my
Yes,
screen?
I can hear you. I can see your screen. Please start pitching.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Drive-Through. Drive-Through is an experiential event whereby guests drive along a specified route and stop at viewpoints to engage with art on display. At Drive-Through, we are committed to creating a difference in the lives of artists, venue hosts, and attendees to our events. Drive-Through is a platform for artists to easily sell their art and tell their stories through their artwork. Drive-Through is a platform for attendees to purchase art easily and safely experience immersive art. And Drive-Through is a platform for venue hosts to increase visitors to their venues. On my screen over here, you can see a mock-up, a map of our event. So this should be the specified route that attendees would drive along. And in this section over here, we have the gallery section. So they would park off over here, and then the art would be on display. And then they move to the food and arts and crafts section. So they will park, purchase their food, wait for the food to be prepared, and then proceed to the parking lot where they can eat their food, and then thereafter exit. And the space we would ideally need is the space of a soccer field or bigger to host the event. And through how we facilitate our sale of artwork is through our website, which we have created. And all of this is done while practicing COVID-19 social distancing protocols. So we will aim to make money from ticket sales. We charge a minimal entry fee for attendees of the event. Commission for art sales, food sales, and arts and craft sales. We charge a commission of 20% at the beginning. Merchandise and sponsorships with corporations and businesses. Our competitors are First Thursdays, Park, and Midlands Meander. But drive-through art is completely you do the experience through your vehicle, and idea is mobile, replicable, and scalable to various different environments. So it sets us apart from our competitors. We have three key stakeholders. They are the buyers, the venues, and the artists. And at the moment, we are seeking a grant funding of 60,000 Rand to host our 2 minimum viable product events. And then we expect to earn an income of 30,000 Rand from these 2 events. And thereafter, we can add the sponsor stakeholders, and our revenue will increase from there. Now, Lolo.
Thank you. The traction and evolution of drive-through is simply that from the 2nd of August, when the idea was born, we evolved onto the e-track program, but we've continued to be able to secure interesting, very diverse venues as part of our MVP, as well as securing artists and establishing relations with key stakeholders. It's important that I mention, we've just confirmed pure support by the Minister of Tourism in Botswana, which is very important because this will ensure that we have clear top-down support. The first event will be on the 23rd of January. Thereafter, we'll be hosting flagship events in 2 different countries, being Botswana and South Africa. We intend 2022 to be about being more exponential in our approach and the offering. Next slide. The artists that we'll be profiling and featuring, it's very important that we leverage on the demographic dividend and the critical mass, which is mainly youth as well as women. This is not, the experience is not only about the cosmetic side of art, but this is about telling our story, our narrative, and this is about country branding, continental branding, encouraging local direct investment, trade, but also establishing a strong sense of community, which is where we'd like to be leveraging the likes of IOBA to be addressing such issues. Our team, we have a diverse team. It's myself, Lolo, and Adam. I'm based in Botswana. Adam is based in the Western Cape. Adam's role is mainly as CEO and COO, and I'm more around the experiential side as well as marketing. We have Adam is an engineer, a mechatronics engineer. I'm a chartered marketer with background in storytelling from the likes of TED. Drive-through art is essentially about social entrepreneurship, and at the heart of what we're doing is our desire to create shared value, which is a combination of economic value as well as social value. So we want, after each event, there should be a clear impact from a social perspective as well as economic. We hope you'll partner with us in making a sustainable difference in our communities through job creation and creation of meaningful impact. On the slide are all our contacts from our website to our emails, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Ladies and gentlemen, Drive-Through Art. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lolo and Adam, for your presentation. Thank you. Next up is Hit Me Up, Mahlomola.
Hi, let me quickly share my screen.
Yes.
Okay, it's my screen. Okay, cool. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen and you can start presenting.
Okay, cool. So I just want to apologize in advance. I am battling with COVID, so if my voice does go a little husky during the pitch, please do forgive me. So I'm Mahlomola Gladstone Tuntwana, and I'm one of the co-founders of a company called Hit Me Up. Okay, my screen just kind of free. Okay, cool. So the problem we've sorted out is that with the expansion of a lot of micro and small business in Africa, not too many companies had gone online. And this was a weakness that was very much exposed at the beginning of hard lockdown when we started COVID restrictions in March 29. Some companies were able to adapt to this problem and find a solution. But we do find out that offline businesses did have a limited reach. Those who were able to create the online stores found that it was somewhat expensive. Once building an online brand, building the brand for around that was very much difficult. And also startup entrepreneurs had limited or no sales in market experiences in market and distribution. So that's what led to us creating the solution of Hit Me Up. And Hit Me Up is an e-commerce marketplace focusing on three different products: an online store, a marketplace, and a classified sites, both aiming to serve small businesses, individual hustlers, and service businesses. The market size in South Africa we're sitting at about 690,000 formal businesses and 1.5 million informal businesses in South Africa. E-commerce numbers as of 2019, there were 21.9 million users with a revenue of just over 55 billion. What we then decided though is that we would be competing with major companies if we did go the route of e-commerce for the general public, and we decided that we should look at the niche market of student customer base in South Africa. And we saw that in South Africa, there's just over 2 million. There's just over 2 million students divided between public, TVT, and private universities. So what we decided to go is to create one. Our business model is pretty much simple: is that people will come onto the platform with their brand and they pay a subscription for that. Once the subscription paid, the business and the services would be available on the platform, and we'd help them market the business, leading to a generation of sales. For this, we were charging a commission. And then we figured when we do grow big enough, we'd also help, once after we've helped make the sale, we've helped businesses with the last mile delivery from their actual site to the actual customer. And for that, we would charge a distribution fee. As mentioned before, we didn't want to throw ourselves and compete with bigger businesses in terms of competition. So we decided we were going to focus on the niche market of students. Also, our business was a mixture of a marketplace and an online store, whereas Takealot was predominantly an online store, and then there were marketplaces like Gumtree, OLX, Facebook Marketplace. We felt that we'd be the middle ground between the two. So currently, we've pivoted in terms of traction. We've pivoted from MVP that we had originally, which allowed us to make sales of 10,000 Rand. And we've decided that with the help of the solution space, we've now pivoted to MVP 2.0, whereas our previous MVP had us doing all the behind the scenes work of posting products onto the site ourselves. We are currently in the process of building a second MVP, which will allow businesses and individuals to post their own products and us merely on our site confirm or deny these products as listings. I was also able to travel to India at the beginning of this year to represent South Africa as one of the youth entrepreneurs. Yeah, as one of the youth entrepreneurs in the Global Accelerator Program. And then last year, when we were just idea, we also won the 6th place in the city of Cape Town Youth Start competition. Financial forecast is it's a little bit in the mud at the current moment. So what we've decided is that for a business, this is looking at us when we do go out as an online store. And we have a worst case scenario, an ideal situation, and a best case scenario. Whereas our worst case scenario in year 1 and year 2 and year 3, we're only doing 1,000 Rand in net sales per business for 20 businesses. Whereas an ideal one, we're doing 2,000 in net sales per business. And in the best case scenario, we're doing 3,000 Rand. We're doing 3,000 Rand net sales per business. And our businesses, we plan to go from 20 to 50 to 100 businesses in each year. Our strategic partners right now, with people we've seen could possibly help us, is other businesses that do currently play a role in the student marketplace. We've got Dix Connect, who is a leading platform for student accommodation. We figured that if we're able to team up with them, we are able to tackle into their current database of students who are using and buying products that they are using to furnish their accommodation, better known as Digs. Varsity Vibe, which is also a leading platform, they have a strong network or database of students who would be our ideal customers. And obviously MTN being a leading network provider in South Africa. So we're currently a team of 5. We started out the program as a team of 3, but thanks to the help of Solution Space, we're able to grow our team. We're able to take on a CTO in Kamagelo, and we were also able to take on a CMO in Butando. Both guys who have now joined the team and consistently help us grow bit by bit. Our ask is obviously seed funding. Our technical support, currently we're only able to afford our one CTO who is helping us build the platform. But obviously that has, with the one person working on it, that has pushed our launch date from March to April next year. And we're also looking for operational support in marketing, legal, and logistics. These are our contact details. If there are any comments, these are our contact details for us on our social medias and our email addresses. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mahlamola, for your presentation, and I hope you get better soon.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, thank you very much. Next up is Pure Entle Kabelo. Please share your screen and start pitching.
Hi, Piwe. May you please make me a co-host?
How did I miss you, Kabelo?
Hurry up.
Okay, just please give me a moment. Could you please raise your hand? No, on the on the yes.
Okay, cool.
So that I can see you. Have you raised your hand?
Yes, I have.
Let me quickly check. Kabelo. Okay, there are 2 Kabelos. Okay, here you are, Atya. Okay.
Okay,
All
yes,
right.
start. Okay. Can I kick off as PWN?
Yes, please.
Hi, I'm Kabelo Tsotlang, co-founder of Pewentle. Pewentle is a digital financial platform that offers cash management and working capital loans to gig economy workers and small businesses in South Africa. It will enable gig workers and small businesses in South Africa to expand their economic activities and create sustainable businesses. Right now, gig economic workers and small businesses experience a lack of access to tailored finance solutions due to fragmented credit records, inconsistent income earnings, and they are unable to produce collateral for credit. But we provide affordable, customized working capital loans to gig economic workers and small businesses based on the income size and payment cycles. We leverage off alternative credit scoring and automated underwriting to instantly score the creditworthiness of gig economic workers and small businesses with hassle-free application process and with no requirement for collateral. We use machine learning and data-driven credit scoring to underwrite gig economic workers, and of our distribution channels as we purely use mobile apps and a website to offer our technology, our solutions to our customers. Currently, there's 4 million gig workers in South Africa, and gig workers are expected to grow by 33% in the next decade in Africa. This is a 2.2 billion income opportunity for Pewentle. Assuming that gig economic workers in South Africa, 10% of them borrow 50% on average, at the average 16% interest income per annum. In South Africa, small businesses have requested 41 billion worth of funding in 2019, and 75% of them got rejected. And that's something we aim to change. So our target, our total addressable market, we believe is for gig workers is 300,000, and for small businesses is 30,000 businesses. Our market rollout plan is we're going to service gig economic workers who are IT, creative freelancers, business professionals, and e-commerce merchants. And for small businesses, we're going to offer services to professional services, IT companies, healthcare industry companies. Our competitors are traditional lenders, alternative digital lenders, telecommunication, and mobile point of sale and payment tech companies. We believe that our biggest competitors are payment tech companies who have recently started lending to gig workers and small businesses across the world. We make money through charging interest fee for working capital advance to our customers, commission and referral fees charged to our affiliates, as well as a subscription fee for lenders who use our lending as a service platform. And the fee will vary based on product and offerings. Our market strategy is we have achieved to sign up 120 gig workers and 140 small businesses on our waiting list through a proactive social media marketing. And we're going to continue to utilize the social media marketing to grow our brands and acquire our customer. We intend to build a referral reward program to offer to our customers, because people trust their peers more than anything nowadays. We intend as well to partner with strategic partners in professionals with professional business services, gig economy platforms, as well as SME marketplaces to offer our services and plug in our API. So in terms of our attractions, we launched the landing page in mid-October, and we achieved a click rate of 30%, an engagement rate of 2% across all social media platforms. And we managed to sign up 120 gig economic workers and 140 small businesses. And this represents an income opportunity of 4.2 million interest income analyzed. To date, we've invested 350,000 on our business to build our technology, as well as to reach out to our customers and conduct market research. Our roadmap in the next 6 months is we intend to perform a usability test with our customers on a waiting list in January and finalize our NCR license application. And in April, we intend to launch a pilot platform with 10 users, and we're going to need 500,000 to launch our pilot platform or lending partner. This is our team, a team that intends to solve finance responsibly, finance innovative, and we're a team that has 23 years combined experience in banking technology, credit risk, finance and accounting. And our advisor, Mahauta, has over 18 years credit industry experience, and she has a history of involvement in NCR and Consumer Goods Ombudsman. Our advisor, Charles, has over 10 years experience providing financial credit scorecard development consultation to financial institutions in sub-Saharan African financial institutions. Thank you to UCT and the GSB Solution Space and MTN for this opportunity. Thank you. These are our contact details.
Thank you very much, Kabelo, for such a great presentation. And next up is Sonke. Kululeko, please share your screen and start pitching.
Are you able to view the screen?
Yes, we are. Could you please?
Okay. Good evening, everyone. We are Sonke. Funeral parlors struggle with data capturing, transparency, on-time premium collections, and the claims process offered by them and or their partner formal funeral insurers through the underwriting process. In South Africa, there's over 10,000 legal funeral parlors, backed by multiple industry bodies and associations that exist in the ecosystem. In this ecosystem, we have discovered various stakeholders that regularly interact with each other. We have Ubab Kesha, the founder of the funeral parlor, Ma'am Mary, the individual policy holder, the group policy holder being the Bureau Societies, as well as the formal insurer. Based on the problem, we have indeed identified that the customer is the funeral parlor. The funeral parlor is the customer, which also has its own customers being individual policy holders as well as group policy holders. With that being said, our solution is a cloud-based, user-centric, transparent SaaS tool that simplifies the administrative process of funeral parlors by simply collecting valuable customer data, premium payment notifications, and policy claims processing to better service their customers. Our value proposition is subscription-based with better administration as well as efficient premium collections plus data collection equals transparency. From there on, we have funeral parlors who will therefore, as an existing value proposition, they will also better benefit by having proposition to the funeral service providers as well as the needs as a funeral parlor. Our SaaS tool is still accessible via mobile. Our monetization model is a subscription based with a freemium model as well as a basic package and a premium offer. With the freemium model allowing the funeral parlor to list and load their policyholders as well as give alerts. As with the other packages, there will be additional services related to the management needs as a funeral parlor. Our SaaS tool is still accessible via mobile. Here are the key screens explaining the functionality of the platform. Here you're able to see the individual policyholder can view the status of their policy as well as making a claim. The group scheme policyholder is able to view their premiums, make a claim, as well as an option with an additional savings pocket towards such an event. The funeral parlor is able to manage the number of policyholders as well as the premiums collected, make a claim, and send messages and reminders to policyholders. Our go-to market is centered around traditional sales and marketing based on the customer insight that states that where the customer is located and receives information. We will also use digital and social channels with the hook of giving our first customers preference of using the product on a trial basis for free. Our competitors are split through funeral parlor groups as well as traditional funeral insurers, with Old Mutual having a clearly distinguishable Bureau Society scheme product. Our team consists of myself, Mamelo Mufugeng, who's heading up the project, with Nkululeko Nkosi, who's our product design head, as well as Pilani Tlamini, who is our product development head. Pre the e-track program, we honestly were in the idea phase with no prototype. We had limited customer research and no structure in approach towards the project design and development. Post e-track, we have a more improved and scientific customer research approach, which allowed us to pivot from B2B to C to a more B2B approach. We're able to successfully raise grant funding for equipment for our technical team to therefore move into the prototyping and development phase. Our future goals consist of prototype testing, which will allow us to have continued research and a business model optimization, leaving us with a great MVP and some more traction. We want to thank everyone from the e-track program and everyone who's helped us get to this stage. Thank you so much. It was really an honor to be a part of the program.
Thank you very much, Mamelo, for your presentation and the team. Next up is Reggie.
Hello.
Hello, Reggie. Could you please share your screen and start speaking?
Thank you. One moment. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Reggie Tetwa, and I'm the founder for Wellness Script Solutions. So our problem is that employees in Africa lack access to wellness training. And this is against a background where more than 50% of employees at a workplace suffer from preventable lifestyle diseases. To name a few: hypertension, diabetes, with or mental health problems. So the company, the employee, and wellness service providers, they all lose out in this scenario. So we have developed a solution, which is a digital marketplace for employee wellness training. And what we have is our website, just our homepage. And those are some of the courses we have. breast cancer prevention and awareness, cervical cancer prevention and awareness, and also prostate cancer prevention and awareness. How does it actually work? So this is a two-sided marketplace. On one side, we have got the sellers who are domain experts, who are content creators, and also one-to-one service providers like wellness coaches. They provide us the products. And on the other hand, we've got the companies who are the buyers. They buy access to these modules for their employees so that their employees are trained on physical, mental, and also financial well-being, including one-to-one wellness consultations. So ours is a business-to-business model, and the company is the one that pays for its employees per course or through subscription. We make a revenue of between $100 to $500 depending on how many employees access the course. We also have a limited version with a freemium package. So we have incentivized employee participation through gamification of the learning process, and we give wellness prizes and also wellness dollars, which are funded through the company. Then we also have a community, if you will, maybe a Facebook for wellness to increase participation and make it social for the employees. We also have an online shop where employees can access one-to-one consultations and also physical wellness products. One big advantage is that we give a dashboard which provides analytics to the company in terms of wellness and also human resource wellness reports. So what have we actually achieved? We have fully developed our platform and we launched it in September. We launched in October in Zimbabwe, and we are targeting to launch in South Africa in the second quarter of 2021. So far, we have recruited 7 companies, giving us an employee base of 800 employees. And just looking at the employees that have taken our courses, if we look, we've got an average of 8/10 net promoter score. This is when we ask those who have taken our courses, will you recommend this course to others? And we've got an average of 4 out of 5 star rating when we ask how useful was this course to you? So we have testimonials. I have shown 2. One is from an employee who said this was an eye-opener and will be more vigilant on his wellness. And we actually have also a talent manager who was very happy that she was able to get the analytics and put them in her HR records for company wellness trainings. So what are our goals moving forward? We want to expand to South Africa in the second quarter of 2021, and would like to open an IOBA channel in the first quarter of 2021. We want to increase our courses to more than 100 modules by the third quarter of 2021. Also expand to 4 African countries by end of 2021. And we want to have an employee user base of greater than 300,000, which roughly translates to 600 companies by end of 2021. Our ask is that we want $50,000 in early stage funding, mentorship, training, and access to networks and partnerships. This is our team. This is myself, background in biomedical sciences, research, in epidemiology and medical lab sciences. Then we've got our chief technical officer, who is a very good at customized code writing. His background is computer sciences. And then we've got Albertina Chikojo, who is a BSc e-commerce. So she's very good at marketing using e-commerce platforms and managing e-commerce platforms. Our advisors, we've got Prof. David Katzenstein, who is a retired molecular biologist from Stanford, and also Ms. Aranya Makura, who is a nursing science lecturer from the University of Zimbabwe. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Reggie, and the team for your presentation. Next up is Geek Engineer, Kishan. Okay, you can start presenting when you're ready.
Sorry, I was muted there. Welcome to the future of engineering. Hi, my name is Kershaw Naidu, and I'm the founder of Gig Engineer.
Kershaw, can you please reshare your screen again?
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Sorry. Can you see it?
Yes, I can.
Welcome to the future of engineering. Hi, my name is Kershaw Naidu, and I'm the founder of Gig Engineer, a platform designed to disrupt the conventional way of working in the engineering sector. So what is Gig Engineer all about? Well, let's start with the problem. As an engineering firm operating in a post-COVID world, you're struggling to reduce operational costs and maintain profitability. Your underutilized staff are your highest overhead costs. What you really need is a more agile workforce, and business as usual is no longer an option. The bottom line is you're wasting up to 30 to 40% in overheads on unproductive labor. On the other side of that equation are skilled engineers like myself that want to do meaningful engineering work with the flexibility that suits my lifestyle. And from my experience, existing gig platforms have unrelated work, and there are many engineers in this situation. And so at Gig Engineer, we like balancing equations. Our value proposition is a win-win solution to the problems I just described. Gig Engineer offers a platform tailored for the modern engineer, which addresses the need for on-demand talent while improving efficiency and profitability. Our easy-to-use platform is designed for companies to seamlessly search and connect with engineers that match their specific job requirements. Our unique machine learning algorithm will search and select the most suitable candidates that meet these job-specific criteria. So how do we make money? Our revenue model is simple and based on a 10% fee on gigs worked on via the platform, with competitive rates and low fixed costs. With over 150,000 engineers in the country, we estimate the market size to be approximately 90 billion rand per annum. Our target market is the engineering consulting sector, where we aim to capture approximately 10% of this market in the next 5 to 7 years. Considering most gig platforms don't have engineering specific work, we consider ourselves a first mover in this space, providing high quality engineering work at a competitive price. Our closest competitors are platforms such as Upwork and Freelancer, which are typically more tech focused. Our 3-year targets are 20 million rand in annual revenue, which is approximately 200 full-time equivalent users. In the next 5 years, we aim to be Africa's leading engineering gig platform, with the target return of 10x within 5 to 7 years. Our financial forecasts show that we can break even in year 2 in a high growth scenario with VC funding, and in year 3 on an organic growth model with minimal external funding. Our go-to-market strategy is based on a phased approach, where we will soon be launching our MVP in the coming week and start onboarding engineers and companies. We have already engaged with over 100 engineers and approximately 15 small to medium engineering companies that are keen to be early users of our platform. We intend to use social media channels and leverage established relationships with engineering bodies such as Engineering Council of South Africa, Consulting Engineers SA, and other organizations as endorsers of our platform. In year 2, we will target large corporates with a focus on scale up and growth into sub-Saharan Africa. Our seed funding requirements for year 1 are for the full product development and customer support, which we aim to raise between family, friends, and angel investors. Based on our high growth scenario, we require funding of approximately 2.5 million in year 2 and 3 million in year 3, which will be used primarily for marketing, operations, services, and scale up. Our team consists of myself as founder and CEO, Jono, our in-house developer and CTO, Kilen, who will look after operations and compliance, and Robin, who will be in charge of financial controls, business, and sales strategy. With more than 50 years of combined experience in various sectors and extensive networks, our team of highly qualified professionals is diverse, driven, and dynamic, and more than capable to deliver. In summary, our value lies in making engineering firms more profitable, improving efficiency and competitiveness, and providing meaningful work for engineers. Science can amuse and fascinate us all, but it is engineering that changes the world. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kishan, for your presentation. And next up is B2B. Lyle, please share your screen and start presenting.
Hi, Sheila. Please, can you provide me access? I'm unable to share my screen.
Okay, I will do that in a moment. Lyle, can you please raise your hand so that I can see you?
One moment.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Thank you very much. So you can, you'll be able to share screen now.
Okay. Second. Thank you very much, Sheila. Good afternoon, everybody. My name's Lyle, and I'm the founder of B2B, an engagement platform that serves to provide simple, useful advice and solutions for small businesses, entrepreneurs, and even professionals alike. The aim of the business is to connect small businesses and professionals and to help them actually collaborate and share ideas and experience with a mutual benefit. And this is just to create an engagement experience whereby people are actually connecting with one another and sharing everything that they know, whether it be from starting a business or how to actually find contacts and solutions. The greatest challenge in South Africa right now, with regard to small businesses, is that many small businesses don't have the skills or knowledge to actually know where to actually find suppliers, how to actually get started, how to actually do the small things that you actually need. And these are things that are too small to actually pay for someone to actually do, but too big to actually do on your own. And yes, you can Google, you can do a lot of things, but sometimes you just need to remove the hassle of this and just help someone answer simple questions. As I said, where to find a supplier, where can I register my business, what is the best service provider to use for your website, and so forth. And many other times, these are things that you don't know. And what this tries to do is to create a solution and basically bring these businesses together to collaborate. The mobile application that I created is B2B, and it's there to connect, as I said, businesses to professionals and other businesses. And there are 4 different features that it has. The first one is a personal advice section, which allows businesses and professionals to collaborate, share ideas, share knowledge, ask different questions, and actually create a system whereby people are actually working together. Now, this system will also be geographically specific to ensure that if you need advice in a specific area or a specific country, you can get that. The next one is market research, just to ask simple questions. And I mean, this is something that can be used by students to actually do research on whether you're releasing a new product or anything that you're looking to do moving forward with your business. Video advice, instead of asking, we're looking at uploading videos or even having people upload videos to actually illustrate different things that businesses can do or how to actually help. And this can be anything from how to actually plan your finances, how to actually find suppliers or do your operations planning and so forth. So creating an education type system that basically just uses videos to teach people different skills that they'll need to actually grow and develop. And the third acts as a directory where businesses and professionals can actually place themselves on there, which allows others to actually connect with them and find them and basically utilize their services. So what is the market size and who are the actual competitors? Right now, there are quite a lot. There are 22 million smartphone users in South Africa, 250,000 small businesses. One moment. We have 250,000 small businesses in South Africa, 6.8 million skilled and semi-skilled employees, and these people are all there to actually work and collaborate, and they do it every day, but they don't really get as far as they would in the absence of a platform. And this is actually something that's needed. And when you look at the total number of smartphone users in South Africa, what we're basically saying is that instead of only working with businesses, this can actually go much broader than just small businesses working together or professionals, but actually look at scaling it outside of South Africa too. With 22 million smartphone users in South Africa and 27 million predicted in 2025, the market size is quite large. The competitors at the moment, you have simple platforms on Facebook which basically allow people to ask these sort of questions, and the likes of LinkedIn and so forth. But what we're trying to do is actually create a simple flat platform where people can actually engage and look for it and see videos which can actually help them prepare, help them build, and in many ways just subsidizing their needs. So how is the model going to work, and where's the revenue going to come from? So as I said, you log onto the application, you list your business or yourself, and when you request personal advice or you engage with people, you basically pay a small fee. So this small fee is for the initial question, and this gets split up into a pool of all the respondents. And the reason for this is to basically incentivize people to actually engage. The second way is through the videos, whereby revenue will be collected through advertising, and everyone will each have a wallet where they can actually see their money, and their money can actually grow with time. Now, the operation model for this, it's a web-based application, but it also has a mobile application, and it's a very lean model. And this is based on the lower cost that you actually pay for actually utilizing things like Google Play and so forth. And it basically allows us to really stretch our growth and really pursue this application. And what we actually predict is actually generating a revenue of 40 million over the next 5 years, with the results being a large user base. And the first 3 years are really the challenge, but once we get through that, then the platform works. Currently, there are 3 of us. Garth Pina, my partner, who's the app developer and will be developing the app. He's also one of the co-founders, myself, and Ryan Walters. He is the creative director and media. And this is to basically include all the different platforms. One of the things that we've conducted during our research was that familiarity and functionality of platforms is actually what attracts users and actually gets them going. So it was important to actually get someone creative who actually knows how to actually integrate these different things. At the moment, we haven't launched the application yet, but we'll be looking to do it in the next 3 to 4 months. And yeah, we at the point where we are either looking for app developers or funding to support that. And that is where we're headed. Thank you very much. And thank you to MTN for actually allowing us to be a part of the program.
Thank you very much, Lyle, for your presentation. Next up is Ox. Nyasha, please share your screen and start presenting.
Sure, no problem. Okay, can you see me? Can you see my screen?
It's coming. Okay, yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay. So, hi everyone, I'm Nyasha from
Nyasha,
Yes.
Are you going to play a video?
Yes, so I'm playing a link from the slide deck, and then I'll swap back to the PowerPoint.
Please continue.
But it will be muted, it will be a walkthrough. It's just a demo. Okay. Thank you. So, co-founder and CEO of Orcs Media Platform. Please enjoy this mini presentation of a product demo of how we see our users using our application. So this is basically where we started about a year ago. We attended a Solution Space event, and here we saw MTN's problems with user engagement and churn on their music streaming platform. And here's our mini demo of our application, what it would entail for our users. And over here, what you can see is you can see some form of original content, either audio or video. And we specialize in captivating moments, your broadcasts, your lives, and engagement. We want to be adopted by media brands, boost user engagement and revenue, and basically allow event places, artists, and users to publish this kind of information and data to their websites, or generate content for visual storytelling, for push notifications, or their native apps or their web platforms. And this is our total addressable market right there. As you can see, it's very young generation, Gen Z, and basically we see the universality of music, but we think it won't end there. It will spread towards all demographics. So now we shall go to our PowerPoint. Just bear with me while it switches. Okay, so that was the product demo. We are Orcs Media Platform, right? Excuse me for that. So, as we said, our solution is to basically allow you to automatically generate content for visual storytelling, generate assets to reach your audience, build synergies with corporations as the media industry is always changing. Why we see this as a problem is because we have our customers here, and our customers basically have a problem with the high barriers to entry to conventional live streaming services such as Twitch, which is a video on demand application. And generally they listen to music on streaming platforms, but they would rather have interactive and meaningful narratives built around them and their friends. And they want to share this with their friends over a messaging app such as Ioba, or whether it's on WhatsApp or Instagram Messenger, but you send this with a link. So the user experience isn't really that friendly. So here we come in, we're Orcs Media Platform. This is our business model. We want to kind of pivot away from this and move towards in-app purchases, because we don't want to burden our users with ads, as we realize that in OTT, in the industry, people generally don't like to see ads over their content. They would rather have the immersion and the experience. So we really want to build a culture around that. Our marketing plan is very simple. We want a low cost of customer acquisition. We aim to attain this by partnering and making synergies with radio, integrating with events places such as bars, taverns, clubs. And basically what we want to do is do a marketing and campaigns based approach for them, and basically allow them to leverage our platform to automatically generate content for visual storytelling. And this is our marketing plan. This is how we aim to get there, but we have to start somewhere, and we want to start with the universities, with the Gen Z students coming up, and yeah, hopefully trickle down in that manner. Before the ETRAP program, we had no business development focus, no legal in place, business wasn't incorporated, and also we struggled with remote and teleworking because COVID. But now we are in a more solid place. We've incorporated. Our MVP is nearly feature complete. We've been running user research and usability tests. And yeah, we aim to use our AWS Activate to migrate from where we were usually running these tests to basically running everything on Amazon now. Our 3-year plan is pretty simple. We want to refine our value proposition. We want to come up with a product first approach, because we're an entertainment platform and we make entertainment products. We're not necessarily serving or fixing a problem entirely. We want to make new and immersive experiences for users. And we aim to launch next year. And then 2022, we have this crazy idea where we want to win App of the Year by basically targeting the people in the world that aren't streaming in Africa, and basically get them to migrate to streaming services. And then hopefully in 2023, we aim to move into the anti-piracy space, where we feel like we can sell almost like record label services for rights holders, collective management organizations, and basically service providers like MTN, who stand to lose a lot of money from piracy, because what we've noticed is teenagers from nowadays are streaming 53% of their weekly share of music, compared to 41% of the average music listener. 31% of teenagers turn to social media for music discovery. 54% of teenagers listen to new technologies, or use new technologies rather, such as voice assistants, smart TV, and special headphones to discover new music. So this problem is popular, it's growing, it's urgent, it's expensive in the anti-piracy space, and it's frequently seen. Here's the team: myself, Llewellyn is the CTO, previous experience in DevOps, Noor is the tech lead, and I myself am the CEO and in charge of business development. And what we want, or our ask rather, is to basically use this IOBA platform to basically improve our viability or feasibility research, rather, do more user research, new product development, and refine our value proposition. And we really would like to give a shout out to the Solution Space team and MTN for giving us this educational experience. And we salute you for your efforts.
Thank you very much, Inasha, for your presentation. Next up is Beauty in Braid, Sinalo. Please share your screen and start presenting.
Hi. Sorry, I was just putting on my headset. Host disabled attendee screen sharing. Can you please?
Okay, please, yes, I will do so in a moment. Please raise your hand so that I can find you.
Okay.
Sinalo.
Raise hand. There we go.
Okay, I see you. Okay, you're a co-host. Please share screen and start presenting.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sinalo Mkaza, and I am the CEO of Beauty and Braids. Beauty and Braids is a contemporary one-stop e-commerce platform specializing in ethnic haircare products, solutions, accessories, and tools for the Black, Indigenous, and people of color community. How did this come about? During lockdown in March, I was stuck at home, salons were closed, and I needed to feel a little bit pretty. So I decided to be a DIY girl and figure out how to braid my own hair. When I went to the local supermarkets in my area, I found that the style of a fiber that I was looking for was unavailable and the color options were quite limited. Upon further investigation in terms of how I could make the braiding experience a little bit more elevated, I then started thinking of what the carbon footprint is of synthetic fiber and how I could further elevate the braiding experience due to the informal braiding market being such a vital source for jobs for women. So basically then I identified 4 key problems that I was facing. There was a limited range available of synthetic braiding fiber and hair care products in the local supermarkets in suburban areas. The platforms that do host the fiber and have the products online have very poor user experience and user interfaces. And then also synthetic hair is chemically treated with toxic chemicals that are bad for our scalps. And then I also started considering what actually happens to wigs when people dispose of them. Then the birth of Beauty and Braids came, and basically our aim is to make everybody feel pretty and classy. The e-commerce platform will be specific to the ethnic hair care community in terms of providing access to tools, products, and accessories that they require to elevate their styles, as well as developing the e-Nwele sustainable eco alternative to synthetic hair that will be manufactured from natural fibers in South Africa by Beauty and Braids. We want to offer this at a convenient delivery, as well as provide a community support infotainment blog feature where people can kind of share tips and tricks on how to execute certain styles or where to, how to grow their hair. The brand seeks to be inclusive, to have a fun, feminine, empowered voice, and have an eco-conscious stance. We aim to celebrate the uniqueness of women in the national hair care community, as well as make women aware of the environmental impact of their beauty practices. The vision is to be the go-to hair care market for products, accessories, and tools. I'm sure all the moms know that there's a Shoma Josie phenomenon that happens every year in South Africa where little girls want to emulate her hairstyles, but the parents don't know where to get the fiber colors or the accessories. The market size in South Africa is that there are about 23 million women, African women, and Beauty and Braids aims to capture 2% of the market, which will be about 4.7 million customers, and this should yield 194 million rands in sales revenue. The target market is Black urban middle class female urban dwellers who are natural hair friendlies between the ages of 17 to 65, who are open to trying out new styles and figuring out how to protectively care for their hair. Our second target consumer are moms who adopted across the racial lines, as well as moms who want to learn how to do their children's hair. And our third customer base are informal hair braiders who are doing house calls, as well as salons in small towns in the country. Our go-to-market strategy is basically online. We have the website, we have search engine optimization, we have inbound marketing, and we have social media. And then basically our goals, since we joined the E-Track program at UCT, I only had an idea. So this has kind of made me ensure that my MVP is actually viable. I had no idea of the holistic startup structure and the frameworks needed to set up a corporation. And I had no relationships with suppliers. Where I'm standing now, I've built a relationship with a local supplier, which will be a very good competitive advantage, as well as started investigating the solution, and I found some cool tips and tricks in terms of how I can develop the Inwele solution. Actionable steps that will make sure that my business thrives in the near future. I need to do further research in terms of how to commercialize Inwele to compete in the synthetic hair care market. I'm looking to build an advisory board of directors, and I think further refining my model will set me up for success. In the next 3 years, we look at attracting about 3 million traffic on the website, 5,000 active users and subscribers to the blog, and gaining at least 1% market share. My competitors include Beauty on Tap, Cosmetic Connection, Moribi, and all these competitors kind of play in the synthetic hair space. They have somewhat of a product assortment, but the UX feature is still lacking, and no one is hosting a community-centric support forum that is educational and entertaining, and no one is playing in the sustainable space with synthetic hair. So yeah, that puts me at a competitive advantage. I've got local suppliers, which means that I'll be cutting a lot of costs in terms of getting the product to myself, to distribute to my customers. Also, the hair labor tools that elevate the braiding experience are not necessarily accessible in the market currently. My team consists of myself. I have experience in the fashion retail industry, so I'm well versed with trends and how to look forward and forecast what could potentially happen in the future. The MD is a digital account manager who has experience in the built environment and marketing and advertising industry. The CFO is a qualified accountant who's got experience in asset management and real estate. And then the Chief Operations Officer, Jamie, is currently a buyer with 10 years experience in the fashion retail environment. Thank you very much. It's been a wonderful experience being at the UCT Solution Space. And
Thank you very much, Sinala, for your presentation. Last but not least is Legal Fundi Jack. Please share your screen and start pitching.
Good afternoon, all. My name is Jack Channels, and I am the co-founder of Legal Fundi, where we believe that we can make an immediate and lasting impact on people's lives by assisting them with their unmet legal needs through affordable, accessible legal services delivered through 21st century tooling. The African Governance Monitoring and Advocacy Project reports that the average South African household would need to save a week's worth of income in order to afford a 1-hour consultation with an attorney. Stats on SMEs in South Africa indicate that 22% believe that compliance and formal legal management are unattainable, and a further 31% stated that they do not understand what needs to be done to achieve this. With over 250,000 SMEs within South Africa, this is a majorly underserved market in need of immediate attention. Aligned to this, we believe that there are 3 fundamental prohibitors of legal access for businesses, and these include high cost models, location of services, and the accessibility or understanding of information. At the core to our solution are 3 key principles which run counter to these inhibitors. Our solution is designed to be affordable through low data consumption and communication, accessible through mobile and web, and empowering through non-legal and automated walkthroughs. Legal Fundi provides document augmentation, legal process augmentation, and compliance solutions aimed at SMEs in the individual capacity and bespoke adaptation aimed at entering corporate supplier development pipelines. We use AI to understand the user's query, direct the user to an appropriate legal flow, and walk the user step by step through the appropriate action. If we are unable to find a solution to the user's query, we will distribute this to the appropriate legal experts within our network. The model has a dual approach to generating revenue and accessing markets. These include bespoke solution adaptations for corporates and various network partners, whilst utilizing direct SME subscription sales within a B2B capacity. With regards to the previously mentioned route to market strategy, we believe that there are a number of approaches which we could utilize. Whilst direct sales within the B2B sector will prove more fruitful in the short term, we believe that entering into more established value chains provides the easiest route to market, as it not only provides legal access for the supporting company and their supply chain, but also ensures the effective implementation of a value set from the top. The 3 routes which we have isolated include accessing SME agencies to affordably supplement their offering into their chosen networks, entering into corporate supply chains, ensuring that their value chain is as compliant and predictable as possible, and finally, compliance agencies who act on behalf of large corporates and who are looking to extend on their offering. We have a dedicated development team of 3 full-time personnel and a group of expert advisors within law, solution design, data management, and behavioral economics. Our development team and core team combines decades of legal experience, tech development, and social business entrepreneurship. Most notably, both Colleen and myself are legal professionals, with Colleen having authored the Paralegal Manual for South Africa, making her our chief in legal design. Legal Fundi was born a year ago to make an impact at the nexus between social inclusion, legal structures, and technology. And albeit in its infancy, we believe that we have found a solution which satisfies these 3 elements. Coming into the program, the solution functioned suboptimally, and we had an externally unsubstantiated value proposition. These last 3 months have been fundamental to our development, with much progress being made. This includes the completion of our beta launch with a strong GSB developed data framework, the use of this beta data as a basis for developing proof of concept. This led to a soft launch 1 month ago, within which we have garnered our first subscription client, established a relationship with one of Africa's largest law firms for partnership within the social justice assurance space, and have pivoted the corporate offering as we trial with a compliance agency intended to roll out within their supply chain of Africa. Our blue sky dream is to become the #1 portal and first port of call for all those seeking accessible, affordable, and top quality legal advice. Additionally, we aim to be the top provider of technology-enabled legal solutions to SMEs within Africa and to be implicitly driving community empowerment within this. Having seen favorable results through our alpha and beta rollouts, we will hard launch the tool in the coming months and aim to complete 132 further legal processes, online processes, by 2022, reaching a target of 10,000 flow users per month. Our aim is to extend the tool into Africa by 2023, starting within the SADC community, with major impediments lying in the country-specific nature of law and language adaptation. Steps to achieving this include securing traction and network access, accessing funding for our next phase of development and in-house IP development, and finally, in developing a strong IP protection and management strategy for our technology. And that brings me to a close. Thank you for your time, and thank you to the Solution Space for all the support.
Thank you very much, Echek, for your presentation. And we are running 10 minutes behind, but we are nearly there. We're almost done. We have Ero and Sheila to announce the awards. So we are going to move on to Ero. Over to you, Ero.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. And wow, I mean, I think we are all pretty impressed. I've been receiving plenty of messages from people from the IOBA team and MTN saying how impressed they are. So well done, everyone, already at this stage. For those who haven't met me, I'm Eero. And apart from my side hustle as a general manager at MTN Group, I'm currently spending most of my time as the business development and ecosystem development guy at IOBA. Yeah. So Sheila will announce some surprise awards very shortly. Just a couple of comments from my side before that, and then we can all go home. Firstly, thank you to Catherine, Sheila, the whole UCT team, the progress that we've made in terms of the program, the challenges, the change to the online format of the program, and the closer integration to IOBA's vision and developer program have been pretty impressive during the challenging times we are. So big thanks for the MTN and IOBA teams. I'm particularly pleased how we've been able to start working with the teams from the previous cohorts to develop services on the IOBA platform. As Nolan mentioned earlier, we can't wait to see some of those solutions going live in the very near future as micro apps. We do have already quite a few channels live on the platform from the previous participants. So you can actually go and check them out as well. But obviously, one of the very important things is the continuous flow of talent that we've been able to take on this journey. And that would be you, the participants. So huge thanks for all of you, and congratulations on the progress. And especially, I mean, going through the difficult times because of the big C that's affected, some of the participants, some of the organizers. I had to go test myself about a week ago. Fortunately, I got a negative, but I'm still struggling with a bad case of man flu, which is almost as bad as the big C. So you all know there's 3 phases to the program. There's the initial 5-week venture launch online program. Then there's the exploitation phase that we are now in or about to finish. And then the venture scaling with IOBA and MTN or MTN. And from the 100 participants or so that we had in phase 1, We selected 11 for this exploitation phase, and now we're moving to the scaling phase with IOBA. And obviously this includes co-working space here in Cape Town or in Johannesburg if required. We will give you technology and business support and mentoring, and really try to focus in scaling the promising teams with the platforms that we have in place. We've been going back and forth with the team for a couple of days now, trying to figure out who are the winners, who gets the awards, who are selected for the next phase. And it's really due to the high quality of the teams and the variety of the teams, and especially the alignment to IOBA's vision of local content, local languages, and especially digital and financial inclusion. And I think, I mean, pretty much everyone are in that spot today. So you know, there's plenty of opportunities to work together and scale the products. So instead of just saying, selecting 1, 2, or 3 of you guys, we'd like to actually engage with all of you, that this will be done in conjunctions with the IOBA developer program, which is live now. So you can go to developer.ioba.me, where you get all the information, documentation, access to API, and et cetera, And I will also be in touch with all of you shortly to see and discuss what the best way forward is and what exactly is that you would most benefit from. That said, I think from my side, I'd like to say kind of award special recognition to 3 ventures that I personally think that are like a very who we could have really incredible synergies and kind of low-hanging fruits, so to say. And those mentions would be in no particular order. AUX, you know, in conjunction with Music Time and the work we do in that space. Cashful, together with the mobile money integration and the financial services that we provide already on IOBA and as mobile money standalone product. And then Thrive Through as well, not only because the concept is so relevant, but it also fits into the IOBA platform very nicely. So those are, in my view, things that we can very quickly get live, excuse me, live on the IOBA platform. And it's been, once again, a real privilege being part of the program. Whenever you have a question, please get in touch with me with questions, support, or whatever required. So thanks again. I'll give over to Sheila. She's got a few surprises to announce. And lastly, we don't, at the moment, we are not in a position to come in as equity investors, but we do have a strategic partnership with early stage fund, where I'm also a portfolio advisor. So in addition to any prizes that you may receive, we can try to work together and see if we can get you funded from a third-party supplier. So thank you, and over to Sheila.
Thank you so much, Ero, and thank you once again to everyone that has joined today. I vowed that I won't ask if you can see me or hear me, but here I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but you sound very far, but we can hear you.
Oh, okay. As Ero said, my name is Sheila Yabo, and I am program manager for the Solution Space. It has been a tough year, and I just want to acknowledge each and every entrepreneur that has been part of this program. Thank you so much for allowing us to walk this journey with you. The biggest thing that you have done for yourself and your venture through this program has been showing up. I've been amazed by your energy and just the consistency in executing your ideas. We have decided to spread a bit of love with surprise awards, and we have 2 most progress awards, and these are the ventures that, in our view, have made most progress during this program. So congratulations, Tunnel. You will be getting 30,000 rands in cash. We know that it's not a lot, but it will be useful to you, we hope.
That's fantastic. Thank you.
The second most progress award goes to Wellness Script. Well done, Reggie and team. We will recognize the efforts that you've been making in the past few months.
Thank
I don't know
you.
if you're still here. Okay. And then we also wanted to recognize the venture that we think has potential to have the most high impact through solving real problems in Africa. And this startup is Legal Fundi. Well done, Jack. And
Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.
You will be getting 20,000 rands in cash. And then we have 2 awards for most promising idea. And the first one is Beauty and Braids. Well done, Sinalo.
Oh, thank you so much. I will not let you down. That's a promise.
And Sinalo, you will be getting 10,000 rands in cash. And then the last one, most promising also, is Sonke.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. I didn't expect that. Thank you.
That was the intention, to make you guys smile a bit. It has been really a tough year. I'm conscious of time. We've run out of time, but I just wanted to thank everyone that has joined today. What we want to do with the Solution Space is to provide a comprehensive ecosystem where innovation and entrepreneurship can thrive. And we cannot do this without the support of the greater ecosystem, the University of Cape Town, our founding partner, the MTN Group, and IOBA. I just wanted to also acknowledge my team who are behind all the hard work. Piwe, who has been our host today, Dileka, who's also online, Mashudu, who has been a critical part of building our ecosystem. We also have Setu. She is not here, but I just wanted to thank you for believing in each and every idea and entrepreneur, and your passion for the work that we do in building the future of Africa. And thank you so much to everyone that has joined today. We will be, I think Piwe shared a link to the startup portfolio. I know that there's a few angel investors that are part of this event who want to get in touch with our startups. We'll also be sharing the startup portfolio on email. And that's it from me. Thank you so much for joining, everyone.
Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sheila. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Sheila.